Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. GMAE, everybody. My name is John Willett. Welcome to another edition of Potholes and Cadillac Dreams. For those of you who are watching on the YouTube, yes, my headphones are slipping. They're very expensive, as you can tell. If you can see them. Sorry, Buzz Sprouters. I'm showing my really expensive headphones to the YouTubers. And just to let you Buzz Sprouters know, they're $5. So you're not missing anything. It's just me being, or quasi-attempted being humorous. Today, it's Saturday, first of all, so I'm late, which is bad. I know. You all are upset with me. And, oh, by the way, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. Someone told me I have not been saying that ever. And it's kind of important if I really want to do this on a full-time basis for people to like and subscribe to this program and me and all the stuff I talk about. It is important. So for all of you who are subscribers or listeners and are doing it so on a full-time basis, please share what you are seeing and hearing and watching with other folks, even if it's just on Facebook, even if it's just on Instagram, even if it's just on whatever you're sharing things on. That would be very cool if you would, because I'd like to do this, as I said, all the time. I'd like to have a daily program. I'd like to talk to you guys all the time, but I can't do that. I have to work on a full-time basis because this isn't paying me anything. This is just me rattling off at the mouth and just having fun and, that type of thing. So I need you to hit me as much as you possibly can. And that way I can do this and it would be fun. And you guys would get to see more stuff in the background. See, I got the same stuff in the background all the time because there's no reason to change it. But if I were doing this on a full-time basis, maybe I would get a screen and put up all kinds of, tropical places and all that mess, and it would be fabulous. But, that's the way it is. So like and subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe, then share. Share with those you love. Share with those you care about. That was me being weird. Anyway, today I wanted to chat about something that is near and dear to my heart, something that is very important to me, even though I have been accused of not particularly caring about people. Which in essence is, if any of you have been in retail, any of you were in retail, or any of you in sales, any of you in sales-related capacities, you kind of know that at some point you go, I don't want to talk to another human being. I don't want to talk to another person. I don't want to talk to anybody at all for the rest of the day. And I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well because I have it all the time. My bride, whom I love dearly, does not understand this and can't figure out why I get all cranky crazy when after 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours of being at the pop shelf, she has gotten us to go to a party or to a dinner or to something or going out with friends or whatever. And I'm like, I don't wanna. Like our friends, enjoy our friends, don't feel like being with our friends. I feel like sitting at home with a big book. By the way, I'm reading a huge book, by the way. It's called Reclaiming History by Vincent Bugliosi. It's about the John F. Kennedy assassination. Basically, he was the lead prosecutor in a 1988 British TV produced documentary. Essentially was a trial of Lee Harvey Oswald. And he was the prosecutor, and Jerry Spence, then a very, very famous defense attorney, basically was representing Oswald, who, as you all know, is deader than a doornail. But he was representing him anyway because there's all these conspiracy theorists and whatever. And basically what ended up happening was a jury of his peers, basically they flew a bunch of Texans over who had been in trials recently, and they served as a jury, and they brought in all the witnesses and all the stuff, and they basically recreated a trial. And there was no script. There was nothing. He was the prosecutor, and It was proven beyond a reasonable doubt that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone in the assassination of John F. Kennedy, which I've always believed from the bottom of my heart since I was a wee one. And I still believe that, and I do not fathom or understand why anybody could think otherwise, because all the evidence points to that. Every single bit of it. So for those of you who disagree with me, feel free to contact me and we can get into it. But my personal opinion is, hey, it was Oswald alone. He was, what people don't, I think, respect is that some little whack job, some nut, some, nobody could take a high-powered rifle and blow John Kennedy's head off, which is essentially what he did. And people don't comprehend that. They don't comprehend how somebody could actually do that. And in history, that's been essentially the way it's always been, except for Lincoln, where there was a conspiracy, supposedly a conspiracy. But yes, there was a conspiracy. McKinley was killed by a lone gunman. Garfield was killed by a lone gunman. Reagan was shot at by a Looney Tune lone gunman. Harry Truman was shot at by two Puerto Rican nationalists in 1950, I believe. 1950 when he was at the Blair House. Gerald Ford was attempted assassination by two women, which had never been happened before. Squeaky Fromme was one of them, Charles Manson's family. And then I think her name was Sarah Jane Moore. Just popped into my head. It was like 13, 14 days apart, which was crazy. Anyway, lone gunmen have always, shot at or killed presidents, and that's just the way it is. I have a cat, which always you see me moving around for the YouTubers. I'm moving a little bit. I'm actually scratching on my cat so that she doesn't. It's a she. It's Roxy. Roxy, my cat, is not popping up on me. Sorry, Buzzsprouters. I'm talking about what people are seeing, and it's no good when you guys are listening to a podcast and I'm talking about stuff that is a visual. So my apologies. I will try to be better. Anyway, friends going out and all that business, and I just get so tired, and I just don't want to deal with folks, no matter who they are. Which leads me to my topic today. My topic today is friendship. There seem to be two types of folks in this world. People, guys and gals in this world. There are those who, by necessity, seem to need to be around people all the time. 100% of the time, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, they need to have people around them. The biggest example I can think of is the gentleman over to my left. If you can see my albums I have several albums that are framed, and 3 of them are Frank Sinatra's. Frank Sinatra had to have people around him all the time. That's why you always saw him with a bunch of people. That's why you heard about his legendary nights where he would stay up all night and not really go to bed until first light of morning, because he couldn't stand to be alone. He had to have people around him. He needed people. There are a lot of folks like that. I would think in recent times, if you wanted to look at, speaking of presidents, if you wanted to look at presidents, I would say Bill Clinton would be a really good example of someone who needed to have people around him all the time, and was exceptionally good with people and liked to be around people and enjoyed the company of people. And most politicians are that way. Nixon was not. Nixon did not like people at all. Was extremely introverted. It's funny. A couple of days ago, when my wife and I were talking about my hesitancy in going out every single night and doing this and doing that, and there's a lot to do here at Latitude Margaritaville, but I don't want to do it. I go to work and I want to come home and just relax, read my book, which, by the way, Reclaiming History, 1,518 pages. It's huge. 900 plus pages, I think 964 pages of notes afterwards. So you're talking about a 2,500 page book. I love it. Love that stuff. Love non-fictional stuff. Anyway, that's what I want to do, and she doesn't understand that. So there are those people who love people, like my wife. My wife loves being around people. My wife loves doing things with people. My wife loves having people over. My wife loves going out and doing this and doing that and doing whatever. And, yes, yeah. So we were talking about it a couple days ago, and I came up with this phrase, and I think it really is exactly the way that I am. I'm an introvert playing an extrovert on TV. I'm an introvert playing an extrovert on TV. Give you a couple of examples. One of my first memories is in nursery school, like 3, 4 years old. I had imaginary friends. Did not talk to anybody in nursery school. Nobody. Not a person. Not a girl. Not a boy. Nobody. In kindergarten, I remember, I did not talk to anybody in kindergarten. The only thing I can remember is I asked to go to the bathroom every single day. Nobody else did. I did it every single day. And I remember the teacher, I can't remember her last name. Who cares? She said to the class, now you don't want to be like Johnny. You want to, he does this every single day. And I remember that, which is a little weird. But, yeah, I didn't have any friends in kindergarten. I had very, very few friends in grade school. I had very, very few friends in high school. It wasn't until college that I really started making friends. And then, boys and girls, I can name on probably one hand the number of friends that I had in college that were true friends. Not just people maybe both hands, but not 10. Not anywhere close to 10. I would include my then fiance / soon to be wife in that. So I have never been one to make friends easily. It's just the way I am. In Bar Harbor, where I spent 14 years of my life, there were a few people who I would consider myself close to, but that would be maybe a hand and a half, maybe. That's 14 years. When I was married to my second wife, most of my friends were her friends. Most of my friends came from knowing her, including, I would say, one of the closest friends I have, and I haven't actually seen him in years. I'm hoping to get up to the DC area sometime in late April, early May, possibly early June, to see my friends. One of the friends that I'm thinking of, one of the very close friends I haven't seen in years, but I would, if he were to call and say, I need you too, I would do it in a second, and I believe he would do the same. And I'm going to see my close friends, of which there are 2. I'm actually holding up 2 fingers for the YouTubers in case they can't count up to 2. 2 fingers. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 people. So, yeah, I don't make friends easily. I have a couple of friends that I've made through Pop Shelf. A couple. Yeah, 2, 3 max. There, it's a kind of a different deal, and I'm going to get to the other stuff in just a moment. But Pop Shelf is a different deal because I'm in a district. That's what they call a district of 16 stores, 15 now, because one of them was moved to another district. So 15 stores, and they all pay attention to numbers of other stores and what other stores are doing and how they're reacting and how they're going against the Pop Shelf plan and how they're going against the laws. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care what they do. I don't care if they burn to the ground. As long as nobody's in them, I don't care. What I care about is Daytona. That's my store. I care about Daytona and how my store did last year. I care about how my store does according to the Pop Shelf plan. I care how my store is reacting and how my store is selling and how my store is bringing in whatever income we're supposed to be bringing in, and how many dollars per sale my store does, and how many items per sale my store does. I don't care about any other store. Don't. Just don't. Won't. Have no desire to. It keeps me busy enough just taking care of my store. I don't really care what Kissimmee and Orlando and Tampa and Port St. Lucie and all the other stores, what they do. I don't care. We have a weekly meeting, and it's an hour. It's on Mondays, and to me, this is just to me, it is just a humongous waste of time. And I'll tell you why, because I just don't, all this stuff could be either sent to me in a text or sent to me in an email or sent to me whatever, or my district team leader could call me or anything. But I don't need to associate with anybody. I don't need to associate with anybody. If I can't figure out a challenge, I have two of the friends that I consider out of the three that I have are managers of other stores. I call them and then give me answers. Or there's a manager whose store is now part of, I think, South Carolina or Georgia. He's a nice guy. I can call him and he'll tell me. And there you go. I'm done. I'm finished. And that's the way I've always been. I don't go out of my way to make friends. I don't go out of my way to be friendly, which is a terrible thing. And I admit it's a terrible thing. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's none of that. It's the type of thing that'll make you die alone if you continue acting that way. And I understand that. But it's just the way I'm, wired. As I said, I really am an introvert. I know I like doing this. I like talking to you guys because, well, not only do I get stuff off my chest, it's very therapeutic for me. I think I've mentioned this before in an earlier episode. It is very therapeutic for me to be able to talk with you. And know that I'm talking to you. It's not that I'm talking to my computer with my little blue light. It's not that I'm, prattling on mindlessly about whatever. And I actually see you all when I'm talking. I see someone on the other side of this lens that I'm talking to. And it's very therapeutic for me. And I like it. And it's fun for me. So in that case, I guess I am an introvert. I mean, a lot of people doing this, they have lots and lots of guests on and, go places and do whatever and whatever. The password is whatever. I'm just not that way. I can have my buddy Jeff on, and we will be on, by the way. If I can get to DC, we will have a huge get-together with hopefully all three of the people that I'm thinking of, and we will converse and chat, and we will tell stories, and it will entertain you to no end, because they have seen me at my best, and they have seen me at my worst, as you have heard earlier from Jeff about the infamous situation involving me and a bottle of Jack Daniels. But other than that, I just have no desire. I was just thinking at this very moment about my wife and I went out for her birthday. I think it was her birthday. Yes, it was her birthday dinner. So this would have been around February 9th. My wife's birthday is February 9th, so you can send lots of expensive presents her way. And we went to Hyde Park Steakhouse, which is a ritzy, fancy schmancy restaurant at the Hilton in Daytona Beach, on the beach. And we were having a fine time. And she started talking to people across the way from us, just that way. If you're looking at YouTube, I'm pointing to my left for you Buzzsprouters. And so pointing to my left, look at your radios or whatever, and just look to the left. That's where they were sitting. And she started talking with them. And I'm like, oh my God. That's what she does. She talks to people all the time. All the time. And it drives me crazy. And There are people in this neighborhood. I'm specifically thinking of one. Nice Philadelphia lady. That should give a hint to whom I'm talking about. She will talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere, any place, anywhere, anytime, anywhere. She will talk to them in the pool. She will talk to them while they're driving by in their golf cart. She will talk to them when they're walking. She will talk to them when they're talking. She will talk to them. I assume if they were flying, she would try to talk to them. She wants to be involved in everything, every stinking thing that happens in this neighborhood. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that on a dare. I wouldn't do that if I were liquored up and 3 sheets to the wind, and I just wouldn't do it. Just won't do it. Now, her husband, on the other hand, is more like me. He's basically an introvert, but he would not do this. This would scare the hell out of him. This is talking into a little blue light and knowing that there are people on the other end and having a cute little microphone like this one. I'm pointing to my microphone, buzz spreaders, and doing all that kind of stuff. He could never, ever in 1,000 years do that. So he's more like me in that regard. But I guess maybe this, what little extrovert I have is kind of manifested doing this. But as far as very, very close friendships go, my wife has far more friends than I do. Far more. My second wife had far more friends than I do. My first wife had far more friends than I do. It's always been that way. And I'm very comfortable with that. And I don't need a lot of people. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but I don't. I just don't need a lot of people. I need some. I need a few. I need my books. I need the occasional TV program about, documentaries, things like that. I need the occasional mindless television. By the way, I just started watching, and it's been around for 11 seasons on British television, so it's not like a new thing, but I just started watching it. Father Brown. Mindless. Totally, completely mindless television. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You can't beat mindless television. And that's what it is. So Father Brown, if you're looking for something where you can just sit and with your mouth just dropping open and just staring off and just watching this over and over, episode after episode after episode after episode, Father Brown. It's the way you want to go. Nice acting. I mean, nobody's going to win any. I don't know if they have British Emmys. I assume they do. British Emmys or something like that. All of you UKers that actually listen to me, yes, that would be you. You know who you are. Don't want to keep saying your name over and over because, goodness only knows. But you know who you are. UKers. If you have a British Emmy? Or is it called something else? Because I'm just kind of curious. So, there you have it. I have very few friends. The friends I have are extremely close. The friends I have, I would do anything for. The friends I have are special to me, but I don't have many of them. I have a few in Bar Harbor. I have a few in Virginia. The ones that I have for a long time, the 2 that I'm going to be seeing, hopefully I've known for 48 years. 48 years. The third one is actually, and there's another cat. They're just clamoring all over me at the moment. The third one I'm thinking of is actually a friend of my second wife's. Actually went to high school with my second wife in Italy, which is where my second wife went to high school. And I said that, by the way, my second wife went to high school in Italy. But I became really, really good friends with him, and he and I became very close. And so I would consider him the third one of the 3. The third one of the 3. Yes, I said that. That was grossly just borderline, dumb? Yeah, kind of. This normally doesn't happen when I'm talking to you guys, but I literally have 4 cats just surrounding this chair, and they're all rubbing on me and getting my attention and, driving me just a little slightly crazy, but, they're cats and they love me and I love them, so it's okay. At least they're not leaping up. They can't leap up because I have armrests. As I'm pounding, maybe you can hear armrests that keep them from leaping up. Because if they could, they would leap up on me, and then mayhem would ensue, and that would be bad. So, friendship. Are you, do you have many, many friends? Do you have very few friends? Do you like people? Do you not like people? Most people say they like people, but deep down inside, maybe they don't. I'm not a real fan. I mean, I like the ones that I like. I love the ones that I love. And there are some, if they disappeared from God's green earth, oh well, I wouldn't lose any sleep. I won't mention any names, but there are a few out there. Do, something happened? Oh well, such is life. I'm really sorry. Gosh. Will I get a card? Will I get a card and send? No, I won't. No. Not going to do it. So, that's a terrible way to be, I can tell you that. But it is what it is. I am what I am, says Popeye the Sailor Man. Not a personal hero, but I remember it from, my childhood. Anyway, so that's it on friendship. If you have any thoughts, please send them to me. I'd be willing to chat with you about them. It's an interesting topic for me. Always has been. Because I'm married to someone who is much different from me in the way of people. And how she reacts to people. And the way people react to her. Honestly. People love my wife. When I was married for the second time, people loved my wife as well. When I was married the first time, people loved my wife as well. My 3 wives were far more popular than I was, which is okay. I was popular with the people I wanted to be popular with. And I've always thought that, and I like it that way, I guess. So anyway, we finish as we always finish. And I keep doing this. I don't know why I keep doing it. But I do. Because I really want to talk to Demi Bennett. Now, Demi Bennett, for those of you that don't know, Demi Bennett is flippin' huge at the moment. Demi Bennett, if she were to hear that some 68-year-old guy with a podcast / video cast involving a cast of dozens, maybe we're dozens now. Hope you all, if you share and like and do all that stuff I said earlier, maybe we get a little more. Maybe Demi would actually go, oh, blimey. Now, she wouldn't say blimey. What do Australians say? She's from Australia. I don't know what they would say. But anyway, she would say, why not? But right now, she's got far bigger fish to fry. She's on, regular TV and stuff. And she's interviewing with all kinds of special people and stuff. And she's traveling all over the world. And she's doing this and doing that. And what she would see in little old me is minimal, other than the fact that she would be my polar opposite. That's really the whole conversation, is that I would go, yes, I was born blah, 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 and she was born in Australia. And at the age of 16, I was trying to keep my finger out of my nose, and she was deciding that she was going to be what she decided to be, and went about and did it, and became the biggest thing since sliced bread. It's a cool story. And then Christy Martin just had her, Christy Martin, just had her event in South Carolina. Myrtle Beach. There we go. I knew I'd think of it. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I hope it went well. She would be far easier to get on this program. Whatever the hell this is. I don't know what this is. This is my weekly couch session. It could be. Anyway, she would be far easier. It's just I'm afraid to do what I really could do, is cut and splice a few episodes and send them to her and beg her to come on. But for some reason I don't do that, and I don't know why. But I would like to have her on. I think that'd be really cool, because she is a fascinating human being. She's absolutely fascinating. She's like, to really, basically what she did is she started a sport. Women's boxing. I mean, it was, without Christy Martin, there is no women's boxing. There is no MMS or MMA. No, it's not there. It's strictly men. it's all Christy Martin. That's the way I feel about it anyway. So, would love to have her on. Anyway, we're at the 30-minute mark. I have almost done this right on time. I thank you guys very much for watching, for listening, for hanging out with me for a half an hour. We'll try to get this out as soon as possible. And please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. We'll chat next week. Bye.